Hola. Now we're going to learn about a new form called el imperativo, the imperative. What this is the tense that gives commands, that gives orders when you want to tell somebody to do something. The way we write the verbs changes a little bit. The to form is pretty easy. The usted form, the ustedes form, if you're giving a command, a formal command or a plural command, there are some changes. And the negative forms change again. So please pay attention. First we begin with the to form, the informal command, probably the most common command used in Spanish. Well, to form the imperative, all we do is we use the third person of the conjugation. For example, with the verb hablar, we'd say yo hablo, tú hablas, él, ella, usted habla. That's the third person form. And that is how we give the command with to. So if you want to tell your friend to speak, you would say habla. With the verb comer, an ER verb, again we use the third person form. So yo como, tú comes, él, ella, y usted come, that's the third person form. So we would say come, if you wanted to tell somebody to eat. With the IR verbs, we have escribir, the same thing. You want to tell somebody to write, you would just say escribe, escribe tu nombre, write your name, or something like that. Now we look at the usted or formal you form of giving command. If you're in a business situation and you want to tell a customer maybe to do something, you want to use the formal or the polite form. Well, how do we do this? Here we change the spelling. So if we have usted with hablar, now normally we would say usted habla, you speak. When we want to tell somebody to speak, we change the vowel at the end. So habla becomes hable. 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 Usted. Speak. You. Formal you. Comer. If you want to tell somebody to eat, you change the E to an A. Coma. For escribir, the IR verbs, we change the E for the A again. So it would be escriba su nombre aquí. Write your name here. A little bit different. So what we do if the AR verb, we take away the A, we change it for E. And the ER and IR verbs, we take away the E and we change it for an A. We do everything backwards. Now we talk about the plural you. If I'm talking to a group of you and I want to tell you to speak with ustedes, normally we would say ustedes hablan with the AR verb, you speak. I want to tell you to speak now. We keep it like the previous form, the usted form. We change the A for A, or in English the A for the E. So I would say hablen, hablen. If I want to tell you to eat, a group of you, plural, I would say coman. We take away the E and we change it for the A. And if I want to tell you to write as a group, I would say escriban, escriban los verbos. Write the verbs. So we see again, similar to the usted form, the AR verbs, we change the A for an E, and the E and IR verbs, we change the E for an A, a little bit backwards. Now we're going to look at the negative forms, the way to tell somebody, don't do something. Well, with the to form again, we know that to make a positive command, all we do is use the third person of the verb. So if you want to tell somebody to speak with hablar, you would just say habla. Now, if we want to say don't speak to the person with no, there we do change the vowel. So it would be no hables, no hables, don't speak. The AR verb, we change the A to an E. Now, if you want to tell somebody don't eat, it would be no comas. So in the positive, you would say come, eat, for the informal to. If you wanted to tell your friend don't eat, you'd say no comas. Here we take the E and we change it for the A. Again, for the IR verb, if you wanted to tell somebody in the positive form to write, you would say escribe. But if you want to say it in the negative form, it would be no escribas. We're changing the E for the A again. So those are a little bit tricky with the to form, because the to form in the positive command, to speak, would just be habla. Not speak or don't speak. No hables. There in the negative form, we change the vowel at the end. Now the imperative negative forms with usted are very simple, because they're basically the same as the positive forms. So if you want to tell somebody the formal way to eat, you would say coma. If you want to say don't eat, you would say no coma. If you wanted to tell somebody in the formal way to speak, you would say hable. If you want to say don't speak, no hable. In the positive form, you would say to write, right? Escriba. If you want to say don't write, no escriba. So those forms are basically the same. With the usted form, all you need to do is add no to change the positive command into a negative command. Well, as you might guess, the ustedes form, the plural you, are the same conjugations in the positive and the negative. So if you want to tell somebody don't speak, a group of people, no hablen. If you want to tell them don't eat, no coman. If you want to tell them don't write, no escriban. So if you want to tell them to write in the positive command, you would just say escriban sus nombres, write your names. If you want to say don't write, no escriban. So those forms with ustedes are conjugated exactly the same way. The AR verbs, we take the A, we change it to an E. For the E and IR verbs, we take the E and we switch it for an A. Very simple. Now we're going to look at the irregular forms of the imperative, o el imperativo irregular. There are 8 common verbs that are conjugated a little differently. Those are poner, to put or place, ser, to be, decir, to say, ir, of course, ir, to go, hacer, to do, salir, to leave or go out, tener, to have, and venir, to come. So these are 8 common verbs that are conjugated differently when we use the imperativo. Of course, the to form is very different, and the usted and ustedes forms are a little bit easier. Let's take a look. Here we have the forms of the to. Poner, pon. Pon tu libro en la mesa. Put your book on the table. Ser, sé. Sé un buen estudiante. Be a good student. Decir, di. Di la verdad. Say the truth. Ir is ve. Ve a mi oficina. Go to my office. Hacer, haz. Haz tu tarea. Do your homework. Salir, sal. Sal de la clase. Leave or get out of the class. Tener, ten. Ten un libro. Have a book. And venir, ven. Ven aquí. Come here. Now for the formal command for usted and the plural command for ustedes, basically we take the two forms, or the irregular ones, and we change the spelling. So poner, to place or put, would be ponga. Put, if you're saying to usted, o pongan sus libros en la mesa. Put your books on the table if it's a plural group. The verb ser would be sea. Sea una buena persona. Be a good person. O sean, plural you. The verb decir would be diga. Diga la verdad. Say the truth. O digan, plural, to say. The verb to go with usted would be vaya. And the plural form, vayan. Vayan a la clase. Go to the class. The verb hacer would be haga. And the plural form, hagan. hagan sus tareas. Do your homework. The verb salir changes to salga. And plural, salgan de la clase. Get out or leave the class. Plural. Tener changes to tenga. Tenga un buen día. You're saying goodbye to a customer. Have a nice day. It's a command. Tenga un buen día. Or tengan un buen día if you're talking to a plural group. Venir. Venga. Venga, señora. Come. Ma'am. Right? If you're giving a formal invitation. Or vengan. Vengan a la clase. Come to the class. The plural form. So we see the two form different. The usted and ustedes form for those 8 verbs have a different form. So that's what you need to pay attention to. One more step. How to put these irregular commands into the negative. When you want to tell somebody, don't be, or don't say, or don't go. Well, the ustedes and usted forms are quite simple. All we do is add no. No sea, don't be. O no digan, don't say. O no vaya, don't go. O no salgan, don't leave. O no venga, don't come. The two forms, though, interestingly enough, reflect in the negative the same structure as usted and ustedes. We just add the s. So where it was pon, to put, in the positive, we would say no pongas in the negative, don't put. Using the same form of ponga as usted and ustedes, adding the s. No seas, don't be. No seas malo, don't be bad. Again, we take the usted form, we add the s. Don't say, no digas, don't say. With the two form, we take the usted form, add the s. Don't go, no vayas, no vayas. Again, we take the usted and ustedes form of vaya, to go, or no vaya, don't go if it's formal. If you're talking to a friend, no vayas, don't go. No hagas, don't do. Right? No salgas, don't leave. No tengas, don't have. No vengas, don't come. So the positive commands for tu are a little bit different. The negative ones are easier because they simply reflect the conjugation of usted and ustedes.
Ya tú sabes, para toda la gente que movieron la cadera.